Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. And yes, you read that headline right. Isn't it the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen? That a state here in the United States, Florida, Governor DeSantis just signed into law a bill banning an industry that doesn't even really exist yet, lab-grown meat. And before someone says, hey, you're some kind of weird lefty guy, well, no. It just happens to be that a Republican governor is banning lab-grown meat in his state, but there's also support for this notion of banning lab-grown meat from the other side, too. Look no further than this tweet from Democratic Senator John Fetterman expressing his support for DeSantis' ban on lab-grown meat. Now, let me state up front, just because I'm vegan doesn't mean I automatically want to eat or support lab-grown meat. I personally have no plans to eat lab-grown meat. I mean, it's meat. It's not like a Beyond Burger made out of peas and whatever. This is meat. Just comes from a different way than the traditional method of slaughtering animals. But anyway, I support it in the sense that people, if they're going to eat meat, I'd rather have them eat lab-grown meat than meat that comes from slaughtering animals. So why am I even bothering making a video about this? It's because once I read the reasons that DeSantis and others are making as why they feel it's necessary to just completely ban lab-grown meat, you'll see why. These are just some of the most ridiculous, stupid things I've ever seen, and that says a lot. So that no one accuses me of taking anything out of context, let me read to you Ron DeSantis' exact words.
Florida's fighting back against the global elite's plan to force the world to eat meat grown in a petri dish or bugs to achieve their authoritarian goals. We will save our beef.
Yeah, by slaughtering them, right? Like, how completely zany, wacko conspiracy theory can this be? And again, if John Fetterman had said this, I'd say the same thing. So I'm not picking on Ron because he's Republican or something. I mean, talk about completely zany, global elitist plan. Like, who are these global elites? I hear about this all the time, like Bill Gates and global elitists. Bill Gates, not vegan, by the way, trying to force everyone in the world to do a number of things, such as go vegan. Or now I'm hearing they're forcing the world to eat bugs, or now they're forcing the world to eat lab-grown meat. Like, where's your evidence for this other than some zany podcast or something? And there's total irony here in that DeSantis is calling out these imaginary global elitists forcing everyone to go vegan or whatever. He's saying they're doing this in order to achieve their authoritarian goals. I mean, how much more projection can this be? I mean, if there's any authoritarianism going on here, all I see is a governor just unilaterally banning all people in his state from making a choice. They're exercising their freedom that we're so proud about here in the United States. We are no longer free to choose what foods we eat because one guy, an authoritarian governor, says, no, you can't eat it, and gives no reason other than some kind of tinfoil conspiracy theory. The bottom line is extraordinary claims like what DeSantis is making here require extraordinary evidence. Why should we believe you? If you're going to ban an entire industry, you better have some damn solid reasons. And no, he just asserts these things like they're truths and they're not. 3 other states are also considering a similar ban on, again, a food that's not even in the marketplace. Like, why is this even happening? Like, no one's eating it, no one's getting harmed, and I guess we'll never have the freedom in some states to choose to eat these foods or choose not to because the choice has already been made. And that's what deeply troubles me about this. And what troubles me almost as much is that it's no surprise. They're like, why is this even happening? Why is this bill even being brought forth? It's because, of course, the meat industry, who's like they're the most snowflakey industry in the world, the animal products industry, the milk producers, the dairy companies are all being snowflakey about their sales dwindling as the rise of plant-based milks have come onto the market. And same here, they're fearing about the future. The cattle industry is fearing that, what if people start eating this lab-grown meat thing? Let's use our political influence, buy political influence here, and ban a food before it even hits the marketplace. I mean, how is that part of American democracy? How's that part of capitalism? What's up with letting the market decide what wins and loses? Even with the subsidies that the meat and dairy industry gets, which are completely unfair, but even with their subsidies, let them battle against lab-grown meats, which are still way too expensive for people to buy. But no, ban them way ahead of time because that's what you can do when you are rich. And of course, the United States cattlemen's industry couldn't get left out on the gaslighting. They said their true concern here is not the fear of losing market share or losing money. It's because the fear of chemicals in this meat that is meat. And once again, this claim is without absolutely any merit. They're just trying to scare people, because the truth is that the nutritional components of lab-grown meat are pretty much identical to those of traditional meat. So these fears of all the chemicals and it's not nutritionally good enough. I mean, and let's say it were not all that nutritionally great or something like that. Since when is that a factor? If so, we should ban all these junk foods and bologna and bacon, all these horribly processed foods. But no, all of a sudden, if some new product comes to market that's not raised in the traditional ways, in this case lab-grown meat, oh, we have to worry about it. It's like vegan stuff. It has to be the highest quality food, nutritionally perfect, or else everyone freaks out about how you're going to become deficient. Same kind of thing here. And furthermore, as is pointed out in this article here, that lab-grown meat could be considered nutritionally superior because traditional meat often has some pretty nasty stuff, such as fecal and intestinal pathogens and antibiotic residues. I guess the main reason why I'm making this video is that as a United States citizen, I'm deeply troubled to see what's going on here. And you should be too, no matter if you're vegan like me or if you're not vegan. I don't care if you're left, right, center. It doesn't matter here. This is just fundamentally wrong. How our government, in some states at least, under the influence of the beef industry, is banning of food. If you live in certain states, you have fewer freedoms than other people in other states have, because you are not allowed, because your governor thought it was his duty to protect the integrity of American culture and all this stuff from the global elitists. So you can't have the food that you would buy if you had the free choice. And that's wrong. Again, why? There's just no reason. There's no justification to ban a food that's not harming anyone, not harming anything, not causing people to get sick or anything like that. This is just complete nonsense, and it's a frightening glimpse of what our future might be like if we lose our freedoms like this. I know I sound all crazy political here, but seriously, if you think there's a reason to ban food, please comment down here. A food like this, give me your clear reasons. Just don't give me your tinfoil talking points, or give me clear argumentation why should lab-grown meat be banned? And if so, can we extend your argument to anything? Can we ban tofu? Can we ban bacon? Like, give me the reason why lab-grown meat specifically needs to be banned. Always leave your questions, comments down below. Hit like, share this video, and remember, until next time, doesn't suck being vegan unless they ban it.